Well, look who's back. Welcome, everyone. It's the show here, and we're at episode number 173, back here in the studios, broadcasting from Greater Nanaimo, British Columbia, and the unceded traditional territories of the Snuneymuxw and the Snawas First Nations. Extremely happy to be back here in the studio, highlighting people, places, and helpful happenings in these regions for the first time since March of 2020. And if I take a look, viewers, you haven't changed not a bit over those 3 years. Anyhow, let's talk about what we'll see on the show. First off, Tiki Way, not just a street across from Neck Point Park anymore. It's also the name of our musical guest. Tiki Way is a local multidisciplinary artist, actor, dancer, producer. We're going to focus, however, on her new music and hear some songs throughout the hour. Also, many hockey fans might be familiar with the Nanaimo Clippers or the Nanaimo Buccaneers. We're here to tell you about an excellent hockey team made up of students at Vancouver Island University, and you should really check this team out if you love good hockey. All right, we're also going to highlight Risebridge, which is a Mid-Island Community Connection Center that does a lot to support marginalized citizens here in this area. Also on this episode, as we are getting close to Christmas, also known as a day when Santa comes down the chimney and drops off Maple Leafs pajamas for our director Todd Jones, we got plenty of holiday content for you, including Salvation Army holiday services, City of Nanaimo Parks and Rec Activate 2024, and we'll also find out about the soulful sounds of Jona Kristinsson and the Yule lads. We're also going to kick things off with a holiday segment with some holiday magic from Milner Gardens. That's a gardens that's not in a seedy neighborhood. A garden, not in a seedy neighborhood. What? I'm already getting booed, you just got back. Anyways, plant yourself in front of the TV, don't bolt, mulch on some snacks, and join some viewers from across this Poly Nation. We're back, it's the show.
Hi, I'm Matthew Hoffmann, and you are watching the show. Today I'm here with Emily Weeks, who is the operations coordinator for the Milner Gardens and Woodlands, to talk about a very exciting event, a Christmas event, the Milner Christmas Magic. Thank you for coming on the show, Emily. Can you please talk to us about the Christmas Magic event and why it is so exciting this year?
I would love to, and thank you for having me here, Matthew. Milner Christmas Magic is a wonderfully charming event that we host annually every year through December at Milner Gardens and Woodlands in Qualicum Beach, where we light up the entire woodland gardens with over 100,000 little twinkling lights all through the woodlands, down into the gardens at the beautiful heritage home. It's so charming, and it's really special this year because it's actually our 20th anniversary. So we've been doing this for 20 years. It started, as I said, 20 years ago as a main form of fundraising for our gardens to be able to continue growing the gardens, adding new programming in all year round. And it took off. It was so welcomed by the community, and it's been incredible to see, you know, people who were bringing their children 20 years ago are now, you know, those children are now bringing their own children. We're starting to see that turnover in, you know, generations, and families really making this a really special holiday tradition every year. So we are happy to keep doing it and keep bringing it back. We're happy to see it grow and grow a little bit more every year. And yeah, it's a little bit bigger and better this year than ever before. We have a few new installations we're really excited about, some interactive installations. Yeah.
That's very exciting. And can you please talk about how people can get involved and help out with the event?
Yeah, that's something that also makes this event so special, is volunteerism, actually. So there's probably about 500 hours just in volunteer time to hang every single individual light. Like I said, about over 100,000 lights through the gardens and woodlands. You know, all of that is done by volunteer hours. And not only hanging the lights, but, you know, we need at least 20 volunteers minimum every night of the event, and there's 12 nights of the event, just to be able to run it, to greet you at the front, and to help you park your vehicle, and to hand you your hot chocolate at the food tent, and all sorts of things. But the amazing thing, like I said, watching it grow and watching the generations turn over the years, is also, like I said, watching the event grow. Just a nod to the past, when we started 20 years ago, we had gas-powered generators powering the lights and physical candles in coffee tins guiding the way down our driveway. So yeah, we've come a long way since then, but the ingenuity 20 years ago and the heart behind it to make this happen was there, and it's still here today. We just have a little bit more technology behind it.
Great. And can you talk about the accessibility? Will this be accessible for people?
Absolutely, yes. Not only is the event itself stroller, walker, wheelchair accessible, we have a nicely gentle, sloped, graded driveway all through the entire event. Multiple accessible washrooms, accessible parking. But something that has been, year after year since the very beginning is entry by donation. We do have a suggested donation rate, but really, I want to put emphasis on it is suggested. We want to make sure that this event is accessible to as many people as possible. This is a community event that we love to put on for the community, for children and family and friends to be able to gather together and create holiday memories. And that's why we do it. It did start as a fundraiser initially, but just the joy it brings people brings us joy as well. So.
Awesome. And when you're talking about joy, I understand there's going to be some special guests at this event.
Yes, we are very fortunate to get the Santa and Mrs. Claus year after year to come and say hello to all the good little girls and boys. It is great. It is a part of the event. It's not, you don't have to. There is a little bit of a lineup to go say hi, because they really do spend time, at least 5 minutes with each and every kid. They really want to get to know you and what you want for Christmas and your name, and it's a really, really special part of the event for sure.
Awesome. And is there anything else you'd like to talk about regarding the event?
As I said, we are so fortunate to be in our 20th year. We are grateful to be bringing this back year after year. We're grateful for the people that come back and keep this. We wouldn't be doing this without the community support. We wouldn't be doing this without the volunteer support. If anyone is interested in volunteering, we'd love to hear from you. You can get in touch with us through our website or email. We're always looking for volunteers to join our team and help bring these things to life and bring community events together. And I just want to say, if Milner Christmas Magic isn't part of your annual holiday traditions yet, it's never too late to start a new one.
Awesome. Well, it's great to have you on the show today, and I look forward to bringing my niece to this event to see Santa, because every year it's amazing, right?
Yeah,
and looking for new things to do is even better. So once again, do want to thank you for coming on the show, and thank you for watching. We're gonna switch gears over to Cathy Holmes with the VIU Mariners hockey team.
Well, thank you so much, Emily and Matt. Oh my goodness, I'm feeling Christmassy already, just with the idea alone that there's twinkly lights. That's part of our wonderful neighborhood. But what's even more fun about our neighborhood is the things that our kids are doing when it comes to hockey. Hockey, 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 yahoo! And my guest today is Andrew Riddell. He's the general manager of the VIU Mariners Hockey Club. Holy Maloney, lights, camera, action, hockey, pucks, let's roll. Tell everybody a little bit about what you do with hockey.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having us be a
Such
part
a
of your
pleasure.
first show since 2020. The VIU Mariners hockey team is a group of student athletes that go to VIU full-time from Vancouver Island across to Nova Scotia is where our guys are from right now. The team's been around since 2017. We play in the BC Intercollegiate Hockey League, and it's a phenomenal level of hockey for players who graduated from junior. And we're just excited to have it be a part of Nanaimo and have all the hockey fans come out and watch us.
So, when Matt sort of opened up, he talked about other teams, but I understand that the VIU Mariners hockey team is it's an unsung hero. How did it get started? And you did mention a little bit about the timing and all of that, but what was the motivation behind bringing such an extraordinary extra team to our communities?
Yeah, so the hockey team's not part of the varsity program at the school. It was self-driven by a gentleman named Miles Parsons. He founded the team in 2017. Miles is just an individual who loves giving back to the community. He formed the team for local hockey players to have somewhere to come and play and feel comfortable while they're going to school and play great hockey and enjoy themselves at the tail end of their hockey careers.
And so for yourself, have you always been like a hockey guy? Is that something you've just done since you were a kid, or what brought you to the table?
Yeah,
or the ring, I should say.
Well, I've grown up playing hockey since I was 4 years old. I did junior all my life. I went down to the States and played hockey. And I was helping with the Oceanside Generals for a few years when I heard Miles started the hockey team in 2017. And we always, growing up, all of our friends always thought it would be so cool if there's a hockey team, a university hockey team in Nanaimo, and there never was when we were around. Otherwise, we wouldn't have left. We wouldn't have gone to the States. We would have stayed here and played at home. Lots of us moved away to play junior all across Canada, and be able to come home and play in front of our friends and family is what we all dreamt of. It just wasn't there. And so now that it's here, I want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of it to make it grow.
And I completely resonate with that. I mean, there's something so wonderful about doing not only what you love to do, but doing it with other people. The reality, though, is it's not an inexpensive sport. So how are you able to keep the funds if you're not actually part of the university? Like, tell us a little bit about your organization as such.
Yeah, so we're a not-for-profit society.
Yeah.
The players all do pay a fee to play on the hockey team.
Mm-hmm.
We keep it as low as we possibly can, recognizing that they're university students and, you know, money is thin there.
Yeah.
A lot of fundraising goes on, sponsorship, and then generosity from local businesses and donors in the community really keep us afloat. We're very fortunate to have a title sponsor called the Garrett Paquette Fund, which is a local fund for Garrett Paquette, and we live on with his generosity is what he's very well known for. He's given back to sport, and they've been a huge contributor to keeping our team a success this year.
So it's my understanding that there's a big game coming up right now. So why don't you give us a little heads up about what's happening with the game?
So on Saturday, we do have a home game against the Logan Lake Miners. That's at the Nanaimo Ice Center at 7:15. Mm-hmm. Then on December 2nd, we play the University of Victoria, which they've beaten us the last 2 games.
Don't say
I
that.
know
It's not going to happen again a third time.
They're our island rivals, as everybody's very well aware. Yeah. And it's the last game before Christmas. It's being televised, and we're really excited to have everybody come down, cheer us on. We need as many people as we can to get that energy for our players. And, you know, we play them in Victoria the night before, December 1st. So it'll be a back-to-back game against our island rivals, and it'll be a very fun weekend before we all go home for Christmas.
So I mean, I think when I think about hockey, I think that there are some traditions and some wonderful things that happen with the game. That every team's got a set of traditions. You know, it might be a color of a jersey. It might be, you know, a thing that you have before breakfast or before whatever. Like, is there something for this particular team, a mascot, anything like that, that we could identify with and like help shoot to get that success? I mean, we want to win against Victoria. Let's be real here.
Yeah. I mean, I think the big thing that we all recognize is that these are just student athletes. And I think the big thing that we all come together for is to help these guys enjoy their time here. They're all moving a long way away from home. Yeah. And so we all just kind of rally behind them. We're all volunteers that are part of the program. We're doing it for the passion of the game and for these athletes. And I think that's the biggest thing that keeps us going, that we really rally behind, is just simply the love of the game and watching these guys enjoy themselves and grow up while they're here in Nanaimo.
You know, I'm a big believer in volunteerism, and I know how important it is for all organizations, especially nonprofits, to recognize volunteerism as being the bread and butter of, you know, organizations like yours. Do you have a big volunteer capacity, or how do people get involved if they want to?
Yeah, I mean, we can certainly use as many as we possibly can. You know, there's a lot of people working very hard. All have their own families and own careers. And so, you know, we have our website, viuhockey.ca. There's all kinds of information on there that people can get to, and how they can contact us if they want to come and help out with the hockey team. We always need people to help out with game days. We always need people to help out with selling merchandise. Everything like that goes a long way with us.
Well, I agree with you. I love the idea that there's merch. You know, I mean, it's great to watch the game, but it's always great to wear some labels. Nothing wrong with that, right? So at the end of the day here, if there was a final message that you could bring out there as we close off and go on to some music, what might that look like for you?
Well, I think we're always to say that we're the best kept secret in Nanaimo.
Yes.
And I think we just want to make sure that people know we exist out there. There's fantastic hockey with the Buccaneers and the Clippers, and we're also here too. And we really want to make sure people know that we exist in Nanaimo and come out and support the hockey team and cheer on the local athletes.
You bet. Well, thank you so much, Andrew. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure to have you on the show. You know, it's the first show here. Why not start? So far, we've got magic and the lights from the Milner. We've got magic on the hockey team. And now we're going to have a little magical music, I believe, with Tiki Way, who performs My Mind. Take it away, Tiki.
Creature of my mind, crept in through time, who I was and wasn't, lost in your disguise, blew up in the dark, shown worlds out of reach, could leave me crazy with you unseen. Are you a believer? Or just a deceiver? Are you a believer?
Great stuff there from Tiki Way, again with a song called My Mind, something I've lost a long time ago, so great to have a song to remind me about it. Actually, I'm going to chat with Tiki Way here in about 12 minutes or so stick around. We'll also get some more music from her as well. Also shortly, I'll be joined by two other musicians, two Nanaimo's preeminent musicians, to talk about their upcoming Christmas performance, where they put a little bit of soul, a bit of groove into some Christmas classics. We got a bit of a teaser roll to take a listen to what you heard last year. Let's take a listen right now.
Christmas means to me, my love. Christmas means to me, my love. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus.
From Nanaimo's Port Theatre last winter, that was a taste of what can brighten your spirits this year with Jona and the Yule Lads. And so let's talk about that now. I'm very happy to be joined with vocalist extraordinaire Jona Kristinsson and show producer and performer Pierre Kolman. Thank you very much for being here.
Matt, can't thank you enough for having us.
Oh, it's just, even the clothes are brightening up the set here. I quite like it.
This whole thing?
Yeah. All right, well, I know some viewers might have seen you already and go, hey, I know them from like Wonder Bread, Johnny Inappropriate, Femme Fatale. So why have a couple of working musicians like yourselves put together a Christmas show?
A year ago, Matt, this was only an idea. We wanted to have something a little more upbeat, something not so traditional, something to have in the Port Theatre. So the Port Theatre is an amazing venue, right? Designed for sound, amazing venue.
Well, as we saw in the video we just played there a minute ago, Yvonne, it looks like you're having a lot of fun doing the show.
Well, you know, I come from the land of the ice and snow, where the Christmas tradition is a little bit different than the Canadian one.
Kamloops.
Yeah, exactly. Here one jolly cookie-eating Santa Claus, and there 13 mischievous and kid-stealing Santa Claus, Yule lads.
I assume we're talking about Iceland strictly based on your last name.
Sure.
So,
Do you know how to spell it?
Kristinnsson.
Hey, we should make a song out of it. That sounds like a rap song right
Mic
there.
drop, exactly.
There you go.
No, but I think that's what's really cool is about you actually take some of these, I don't want to give the show away, but you take some of these Icelandic Christmas traditions and include them in the show.
Yes, I mean it's growing up like that and growing with the jolly Santa here, and then the scary Yule lads as they were in the beginning of the tradition. They became more friendlier as the years as it became later in the years, and so you know it's just such a contrast. And you know, if I had $1 for every time somebody asked me, hey, I want to go to Iceland, what can you tell me about Iceland, right? So that's that mythical land. So we're going to talk about that Christmas tradition of the 13 Yule lads and their mom Grilla, their dad Lappalúði, and their huge black Christmas cat.
Can you give me maybe half a verse in Icelandic?
Absolutely. Ég sá mömmu kissa jólasvein og jólasveitnin út skeggið hlær. Já, sá hefðan legið með, hann faðir minn hefðan séð. Mömmu kissa jólasvein í gær. Ba-dum.
Yay!
Yeah. Yeah. Were you singing it in English with the lyrics?
A little bit.
Maybe
yeah,
a little
exactly.
bit. Yeah.
Come
I'm
on,
sure all the
Mom, what are you
viewers are
doing?
doing.
Yeah. All right. A couple more quick questions here. Pierre, I'll go over to you. So I know the band is made up some great talented local musicians, some guys you played with for a long time. How did the band sort of come together?
Some of us have been playing together since the 80s, and we still work together in a lot of different party bands, and you know, there's a lot of Christmas parties coming up, and you know, we still play at the Queen's sometimes. Queen's is some fun. Yeah.
You just gave away your age right now. Big time.
Because the jacket didn't do it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, we got to wrap this up here pretty quick. A couple more quick questions. You want to really quick tell us about the guest musician you have?
We are honored to be joined by Mr. John Gorsh this year. I am producing a show called Blue Eyes and Us with him, which is a Frank Sinatra duo show that we're going to be debuting next year. And he's actually going to come and do a little bit of a homage to somebody that we lost recently. Should we give that away?
Don't give it away. Don't give it away.
No,
gotta
no.
give
There was a very famous musician that we lost recently, and he's going to do a little homage, a Christmas homage to him.
We got to wrap this up. I want to let folks know if you want tickets, there's actually 2 performances, December 10th at the Knox United Church in Parksville, as well as December 22nd at the Port Theatre, as Pierre mentioned, incredible venue. You can find tickets for both shows at porttheatre.com. And to finish off the interview, I want to turn it over to Pierre, who's just got a little bit of a heartfelt ad
to
finish it off.
This axe.
Nice axe.
It's actually more of a hatchet.
Yeah.
It's more of the
I hope
hatchet
this isn't a
variety.
hatchet job.
Okay, and it's got this nice whimsical button here. It's got the whimsical
Okay.
demo music. Are we going over here?
However you like.
Okay. We know it's hard. It's hard finding the right present. It's hard finding parking. Sometimes you find that gift card that's already expired. But we have an alternative. Singing is a joyous expression of the soul. Come sing with us. Come sing with us at the Knox Theatre and the Port Theatre. Bring your mom, bring your family, bring your loved ones. It's a good time.
Not last Christmas, but this Christmas.
This Christmas.
Yes.
This has been absolutely amazing. So check it out, Jona and Yule lads. All right, keeping the Christmas spirit going. All right, I'll get in touch with you about guitar lessons later. We got to get things moving on here. We're going to throw it over to Jeremy right now. And take it away, Jeremy.
Thanks, Matt. The holidays bring a lot of great cheer and festivities. Thanks for all the fun, but they also bring cold weather and inclement conditions outside. I'm here with my friend Yvonne Johnson, who is the director of Risebridge, to talk about what the community can do to help folks that are experiencing extreme weather this year. Yvonne, tell us a little bit about Risebridge.
For sure. Thanks, Jeremy, and thanks for having me on the show today. So Risebridge is a grassroots nonprofit organization. I founded the organization with a team of amazing human beings, mainly around the Mid-Island area, about 3 years ago now. We really just wanted to push forward on social justice advocacy and support those who are most vulnerable and marginalized in our community, and do what we could really to try to make the difference. I think many know, especially in the Mid-Island community, there's a lot of crises and human suffering that is currently existing, and especially through this thing that we might have remembered called COVID, it really interrupted a lot of what the social service deliveries looked like within our community. And so many of us who had a background in education or social work or nursing came together to try to really make a difference. We started as a volunteer grassroots organization. We were running a women's empowerment program and a low-income family support program and doing a lot of anti-racism work in our community. And as you're starting to mention, 3 years later, we've certainly moved some mountains and have been able to operate really cool, amazing programs that we're certainly proud of, including Warm Reach. So this will be our 3rd season of Warm Reach this year, which includes us running a 7-day warming center for those who are most vulnerable in community.
Congratulations on Warm Reach. I understand this is something you only just heard about. You only just got the word recently, right?
Yeah, so I think this is day 9 of our operations for this year. We're super grateful that we've been funded through the City of Nanaimo this year, and earlier than we have ever had a warming center in our community to operate. We're certainly off to a good start, despite it being quite a mild November. It's certainly a needed resource. We have a capacity of around 48 individuals to serve at any given time. Our first day of opening, without really the word even spreading, we had 83 individuals visit our center within our first quarter of opening. So again, a super needed service. We're not just a warming center, of course. When our doors are open, we're able to offer all around services and resource access everywhere from free clothing, food accessibility, harm reduction, and social service support and resource connections that a lot of community members are currently in need of.
So this is a place where people can stop to get warm, to maybe have a bite to eat, to maybe grab some clothes if they need it. What other types of things might they get? What are some basic needs that folks out in the street need right now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if folks didn't know, we certainly have a shortage of shelters in our community. Our current point in time counts, or our pit count as we call it, showed us that at least over 600 individuals are living rough on the streets, usually in just the downtown Nanaimo area alone. And we have just under 100 shelter beds that are available within our community, so certainly not meeting the need. So oftentimes individuals are left out in really frigid conditions that are just continuing to cause compounding crises. So we're able to support the best we can, of course, with the help of generous community donations with things like sleeping bags, tarps, tents, warmers, warm jackets, of course, mittens, toques, gloves, and then perhaps some items that people not always think about donating, like umbrellas or flashlights that are quite privileged to have within our center, and then really food. I think everyone's really feeling the tightness around food budgeting right now and our lack of food accessibility in our community, but specifically those who are underprivileged or unhoused. And so being able to offer them food and particular foods that are nourishing as well, and giving them access to that on a daily basis has been quite substantial.
What kind of food items are practical for somebody that's unhoused right now? So obviously buying a bag of potatoes might not be helpful. If you could give someone 3 specific items that they could donate to Risebridge this year, what would they be?
For sure. So if we're talking food in particular, because of course our funding and our budget's quite small, one thing we always love to have our hands on is booster nutritional drinks. It's really just a quick and easy way to be able to have access to nutrition for someone, and it usually is a product that most individuals can intake. But in general, it's usually soft foods. A lot of the individuals who we're supporting have a lot of dental concerns, and so if we're donating things like granola bars, which is a really great non-perishable item, we just ask that it's a soft granola bar so that, of course, it can be accessible to everyone in need, or have some level of dense nutrition in it. We don't mind a few sweets to have around. Chocolate, of course, makes the world go round, but.
Are you accepting donations of things like gift cards for grocery stores or things along those lines as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So any monetary donations of gift cards or just funding in general that comes in usually goes straight back out the door. We do big purchases of tents and tarps or warmers or food purchases so that our money can stretch a little bit further. And then donations of just $5 gift cards, rather to Tim Hortons or McDonald's, are really exciting for us to be able to have, because it allows marginalized folks to be able to access these restaurants and franchises, which means that they can use perhaps their bathrooms and their shelter spaces when other operators might not be open.
I'm really proud to be wearing your shirt today.
Yeah, I see that.
You can see it says Together We Rise. Can you tell us what that means? Just what the heart, in a nutshell, what Together We Rise means?
Yeah, absolutely. I think from working in community for over a decade now, I certainly have got to meet really amazing heart-centered humans such as yourself who are out here doing this work, really just for their own, just for the generosity of it, and because it's what we all believe in. I know that there is, a lot of really great humans that make up our community, and I really felt like coming together as a collective, to put efforts forward could maybe make the changes that we were really hoping to see. Many of us were kind of, doing our own things and doing really, really great work, but we know that together we could perhaps rise out of the challenges that we were seeing in community. So that really was the basis of Risebridge, and certainly never thought we'd get to where we are right now as an organization, especially not just in 3 years, but I'm super grateful for it.
I'm really grateful for the work you do. Thanks a lot, Yvonne, for sharing that with us today. And one more time, what's the address?
520 Prideaux Street in Nanaimo, but we also have operations in Parksville. So 131 Alberni Highway, downtown Parksville, is also a resource access center.
Thanks again. Back over to Matt and the Tiki Room.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much, Jeremy. And yeah, Jeremy hit the nail on the head there. Grateful for all the work that Jovonne and Risebridge doing here in central Vancouver Island. All right, we're about halfway through our episode here of the show. Time now to meet our musical guest, and appearing along with producer Sugarwulf. Very happy to welcome Tiki Way to the show. Welcome, both of you.
Hi, thank you, yeah.
Hi.
So bashful in his production.
He is
there.
bashful.
Yeah.
He just sits in the back.
Classic producer, exactly. Yeah. All right, Tiki, first thing I want to ask you about, you're talking about this off-air. You were actually on this program back in March of 2012.
Yes, I was like 17 years old.
And do you remember what the song was you sang back then?
Yeah, it was a musical theater song. It was Moonfall. It was more of a classical kind of piece, so it's completely different from what I'm doing now.
So we can't have 4 bars of it right now?
No, I honestly don't think I could actually sing it.
Well, the vocals sounding great, obviously what we've heard so far, and again, we'll hear some more music here in a bit. First, I know about sort of the musical theater career did take you to New York at one point. Mm-hmm. Is New York a city that everyone should visit?
Yes, it's exhausting, and incredible at the same time. Like it's a smorgasbord of so many different types of people that come together, and it's a melting pot really. So the creative juices just are crazy there, and it's kind of fun to bring that energy back here. Yeah.
How does your time, or how did your time, or I guess how does your time in New York still influence or help craft the art you're making today?
Oh, it crafts it so much because I learned how to be put on the spot. Basically, I learned how to perform in front of probably some of the top tier people that I could really be in a room with, and the fact that I survived it just kind of gives me that courage to keep going. So I keep that with me.
Let's talk about the name Tiki Way here a bit. I read in a Nanaimo News Bulletin article a few years ago, you described Tiki Way as a space witch thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So how different is Tiki Way from the person who just normally goes to the bank or buys groceries?
To me, Tiki Way is an artistic persona that I've created. I'm a very shy, introverted person naturally, so creating a character that was kind of outspoken and bigger than me and more of this like what I envision as this goddess in my mind. Not that I am that, but I like personifying that idea, and it just makes me feel powerful to stand on stage.
Nice. All right, so let's go talk to Sugarwulf here a bit. So again, I said earlier as a producer, tell us, what is your role in terms of how you contribute to Tiki Way's music?
We started writing together, I guess more as like an experiment. Yeah. Just to see kind of what would happen. And it became very easy and fast. And at the end of just a couple hours, we could have like an entire song finished, which is not a workflow that I can say that I've had with most people, or even my own music. But it just seems the chemistry we have very similar, and we do things simultaneously. So I'll be working on the music while Tiki will be working on the lyrics and the melody, and then it becomes this like melting pot back and forth of I'll hear what she's doing melodically and then want to kind of embellish that and figure it out, and so it's ends up being like a real quick like speed racer style of writing.
How do you, obviously sometimes you disagree on the direction of a song.
No, not once yet. I mean, it's more it's like we kind of stay in our own lanes with it, and which is nice because one of us doesn't have to worry about the other, and it's just like a back and forth so I mean, it's, you know, we're always aiming towards prosody, always aiming towards story, so we kind of have to first establish the emotional mood and what we want to do with the song itself, and then the lyrics come mainly from Taylor, and then mainly the music from me. But there's this cross-pollination that happens back and forth where if whatever inspiration sparks in the other, we roll with that. So it's like there's no limits to what we can do. If she has an idea melodically that should be kind of emphasized through the music, then we focus on that. But
all right, we have about 1 minute here before we get to the next song, so let's throw the mic back over to Tiki for a sec here. And obviously Sugarwulf running a local studio. We were talking on air about a lot of other local people, even the clothes you wear. So just a quick thank you about the local music scene, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I was able to create all of this through the people that I worked with, like Sugarwulf at Dreamhouse Studios, that's a local studio in Nanaimo, and even the clothes that I wear from Lucid and Guava and Funk Your Fashion or Funk Your Revival. Brooke's gonna kill me for that. But yeah, I'm just really, really happy, and especially Raymond Knight, who is able to produce my music video. That's an incredible music video, Monster. Go watch it on YouTube. It's absolutely amazing that he was able to do that. So I just feel really lucky that I can do this in my hometown.
Awesome. Well, we're really happy to have you here on television as well in your hometown. So we're gonna get you set up here for another song. But again, you mentioned the song Monster, incredible video. Check it out on tikiway.ca. Lots of other music is on there and everything that. So yeah. Anyways, Sugarwulf, thank you for being here. Tiki, thank you for being here. Let's get the stage cleared off. And again, performing your new song, Monster. This is Tiki Way on the show.
Guess it does. Picking out what makes me weak when I can fight it, just to make me believe. I still hear you talking that way to me. Yes, it's not make believe. I walk around with so much uncertainty. Yes, you can blame me, baby. Crept into the night, just smooth both sides. Played your cards right. Gas in a light. If you knew better, then you played your cards right. Walking around with such a smooth both sides. 'Cause in the darkness there gas in light. 'Cause in the darkness there gas in light. And I still hear you talking that way to me. Yes, it's not make believe. I walk around with so much uncertainty. Yes, you can blame me, baby.
Tiki Way is a gift of music to all of us. Thank you so much. So the stockings are empty, the gifts have been opened, the turkey's been consumed, and the ball has dropped. The children, however, do not return to school until January the 8th. Don't panic. Here to help us find our way to get out and get active after all our merrymaking is Recreation Coordinator with the City of Nanaimo, Mike Seginowich. Welcome, Mike.
Hey, thanks for having me. And you got my name right. That's good.
I was a little nervous, but thank you. You coached me often enough, so it was pretty cool. Thank you.
Well done.
So tell us all about what is Activate 2024?
Well, the idea behind it was because of the pandemic, we weren't able to do a lot of different things. So the idea was how do we reignite the recreation opportunities for the city of Nanaimo? And the chosen word, of course, was activate. So we're going to activate it each year. So we ran one last year in 2020. Sorry, we ran this year, 2023. And our next one is going to be Activate 2024 on January 1st.
All right. So when you held the event last year, first one post-COVID,
Yeah.
how many people turned out?
Well, I wasn't that optimistic, to be honest, because the pandemic and people are still a bit afraid. So I was thinking a few hundred people, but I was really happy with the turnout. We had about 610 people that came, which was obviously double more than what I expected. And so this year, I anticipate we're probably going to get upwards of about 1,000 people. I hope I'm wrong again, and I hope it's, if it's double, that would be great. It's going to be a great event.
Oh, okay. So tell us what's going to be happening.
Well, I'll be there. So that's kind of the main thing. I am a lot of fun. And there's going to be some other, almost as cool things there.
Okay.
We have some music coming. They're called Big Mess. I almost got the name, left me for a second. Big Mess. I have to say, I had them come into an event I ran in the summertime, and I just thought they were amazing. So they were so interactive with the kids. They had a great song. It was a Star Wars rap. So guys, if you're listening, do that one again. That would be great. They're also really interactive with the kids. So they're going to be getting them to be creative with their music. They're going to make music with the kids. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, there's also, to stay with the creative sort of theme that you've got going on here, there's craft activities as well, right?
Oh, yeah, lots of crafts. So the mascot, I guess you can call it, is a rocket ship. So we activated it 2024 with a rocket ship. So the kids can make a rocket ship. So we have lots of different types of crafts, materials there they can build. We're hoping to get some cookies, some gingerbread of some sorts. Maybe it's a rocket ship, maybe it's something else, I'm not sure. space related, I don't know. We're gonna wait and see, we're gonna find out. Yeah, so a lot of different coloring sheets for those that just wanna color, so the parents can kind of, wander off to the side and hangover corner. They can go over there on January 1st if they want, let their kids color away. But we do have a lot of other activities happening too. We have music, of course. We have 4 inflatables coming from Inflate-A-Fun. We have a slap shot game. We have an obstacle course. We have a couple others, like a big castle as well. The kids can bounce around on. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We have virtual reality is gonna be there as well. So we're just firming down with VR Core is gonna be there. We had them come last year and that was a very popular event too. So a ton of fun stuff for the kids to do.
Now, where is the venue for this event?
It's at Bevin Park.
Okay.
So it's kind of spread out between Bevin Social Center. We also have the swimming pools. We have 2 different swims available for people to sign up. So make sure you go there early to sign up for the swims and for the VR virtual reality part, because there's only certain times and only certain amount of people can attend. So swimming, 2 sessions. We have public skating as well. And we also have stick and puck off at the Cliff McNabb Arena too.
So is this all ages? Like what is this event geared to?
It's geared mainly for families. So it's definitely an opportunity for families those that maybe on New Year's Day don't get out or aren't able to get out and do a lot. So that's kind of what it's geared for. But it's for all ages, all accessibility. We want everybody to come and enjoy it.
Is there a limited number of tickets?
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how many we can get. As I said, I'm guessing 1,000. If we get 2,000, we'll make sure that we have enough tickets available for everybody to attend. There's lots of room.
Now, do families have to get the tickets in advance, or how is that? How do you do this?
Tickets are on sale December 1st. So you can go down to the Bevin Park, the front desk there, purchase your ticket. Individual tickets are $12. A family of 5 is $48. So you get a person for free. And so they're available then, and you can grab a ticket when you get one during that time, or you can wait until the day of. And if you aren't sure if you want to go, but January 1st, you have some time all of a sudden, pop on in and we have room for you.
Okay, so the doors open at
12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock to 5 o'clock on January 1st.
So it's going to be spread out between the pool and the arena, and they're going to have all these different activities. So when I get there, I'm there. I've got my 3 little grandkids, and I'm going to be rushing up. And what do I got to go sign up? This one over here at the pool, and this one at the arena, or how does this work?
You're coming?
Maybe. I think I might have just committed myself, so I guess I might have to.
There you go, grandkids. So you want to get there. You definitely want to get there early. The doors don't open until 12, but there is a lot to do. So if you want to go swimming at a certain time and you don't get to sign up for that spot, don't fret. There's another spot later, and there's tons of other things to do. We have food available.
I was just going to ask you. So when you're dragging all those kids around and they're that busy and that activated, what are they going to be eating?
Yeah, well, I guess whatever you want. So we have a couple of food trucks that'll be in attendance. We also have the concessions open at the pool and the arena. So you can get your fill, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, that sounds like an amazing event. I'm really excited about it. I noticed you've got in your hand a copy of the City of Nanaimo activity guide. So is that where people can go to get more information?
Yeah, we have tons of programs in here, programs for all ages, children to youth, to seniors, to families. There's a lot for you to do. When I open it up, there's always something new that I haven't seen before, and I'm trying to encourage my wife to do those with me. Actually, she's trying to encourage me to do them. So surprisingly, there's so many different things to do.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mike. We're looking forward to the new year. This is going to be a fantastic event. I'll be looking for you. And now we're going to throw things over to Joanne, who is going to tell us, talk a little bit about how we can all help make everyone's Christmas a little bit brighter.
Well, thank you so much, Jane. I'll tell you what, Mike, I'm going to show up. When I heard virtual reality, you had me. I'm definitely going to show up for this one. And I'm just really happy to be back here with the gang on the show and doing this, presenting all the wonderful accomplishments in community. And there's two shining examples in front of me who have accomplished a lot in our community. Bern Muller, who is the director of the New Hope Center at Salvation Army, and Major Yvonne Boros, who is the Director of Family Services. They've got a lot to share with us today about the fact that services are now spreading out, if you will, in the Nanaimo ministries. So the floor is all yours.
We've spread. We have had a division of how we do services just so that we can provide better service to our community. So Bern is now the director downtown at the New Hope Center, and I am over at 505 8th Street, which is the Salvation Army church site, but it's also housing our family services now. So it allows us to do more service, more interact with our community more, and provide more.
Can you elaborate on the services offered at each of the areas?
What are you doing these days?
Well, Joanne, we have some exciting things going on, both up on 8th Street and down on Nickel Street. We have building projects underway to expand and support and enhance the services that we can provide. As Yvonne said, we're dividing some of our work so that we're able to more effectively work with people and support them in the place they are. So up at the church site, the family services is really looking at supporting and helping families, keeping people housed, supporting them with a lot of those vital things that can be real challenges. And on the other hand, down on Nickel Street, we're working with people who perhaps were unhoused. We operate an emergency shelter. We operate transitional housing. And we also support people who are completing terms of parole. And in all cases, we're working towards supporting those people as they successfully reintegrate in society.
So you mentioned that you're going to be having a new building happen in that location. Are the services going to change as a result, or?
We are really looking forward to that new building. Now, the original building is over 130 years old, and I'm told that that's the oldest Salvation Army building in Canada.
Oh,
but it's been quite a landmark for a long time. But
I was married in that building. So a lot of fond memories of working together there. Yeah.
And after 130 years, you've definitely put in your time, and we're really looking forward to a new building that has expanded capacity to provide service to the community, to offer warming and cooling services. As we heard earlier in the show, that's a really big need, to be able to enhance the food service. Our Salvation Army is delivering 150 meals into the community every morning, in addition to the meals we're serving in-house. And we're going to be able to provide a whole lot more services once that new building comes up. So that's exciting.
And when might that happen?
People will be seeing that building come down just after the Christmas festivities. January is the beginning to take the building down and to prepare for the new construction.
So in a year or so, maybe we'll
Probably about a year. Yeah, that's right, Joanne.
Well, let's hope it moves well and swiftly for you. And going back to Yvonne, just wanted to find out more about what's happening at, you said Halliburton and 8th?
No, 8th and Bruce. 8th and Bruce.
Thank you, 8th and Bruce.
Yeah. We've been there for about 40 years, but we are expanding what we do there. So it's no longer just a church building. We're actually operating community services or family services out of that space, which is really upstream services. It's keeping people housed that are housed, even if it's marginalized. We're going to do what we can to support them in that. And just providing the resources and sometimes the people support around moving forward in life and reconnecting with community. So we're excited about that. In the process of that, we also are undergoing some renos that will start in January to accommodate new programming, new staffing, and space that we need. So.
And that will also occur in the next year
That
or so?
will start in January, so it's coming up really fast.
But there's going to be a transition phase in both of these
There is.
locations for a while.
We will keep things moving, though. We're going to keep everything operating as much as possible. There might be some shifts in how things are done, but we're going to do our best to keep everything running as smoothly as possible under the circumstances.
So right now you're in the middle of relocating furniture and that sort of thing. And
now we're going to work around construction.
yeah. But I mean, obviously you'll still be able to offer the services. Yes. I mean, I'm sure you found the means to do so. And as the holiday season approaches, where can I ring a bell here? Like, what's happening with...
So glad you asked that question, Joanne.
I know who you should talk to.
There are wonderful opportunities for people to support the work that we're doing if they'd like to get on board and to help partners with us. There are kettles. Everybody recognizes the red kettles for the Salvation Army. They are all around the city, running from November 17th right through the 23rd of December. And those kettles are set up for cash, for checks. They can accept debit cards and credit cards. We also have our Give and Go this year is at Steve Marshall Ford again. And that's on December 1st from 5 till 7.
Yep. That's a partnership with Czech TV and Steve Marshall Ford, so we're pretty excited about it.
Great.
And at Maffeo Sutton Park, there's a coat drive. It spans 2 days, will be December 8th from 2 till 8, and again on the 9th from 10 till 4. And we're very happy to receive coats, blankets, boots, oh my goodness, gloves,
Wonderful.
all of those things. And there's a Nanaimo Concert Band charity concert being held in Beban Auditorium. That's on the 10th at 2:30 p.m.
Okay, so that's coming up sooner.
December 10th.
December 10th.
Okay, so then this can also be found via the links that are being provided below your shining faces today, and people can go and check out how these wonderful events are taking place and when and where again. Absolutely. And we wish you the best of luck in this upcoming period of transition, and thank you for all the work you do in your community.
Thank you, Joanne. There's one last thing. We just wanted to make sure that we took the opportunity to extend a really warm welcome to anyone who does not have a church community or a place that they'd like to go. They're very, very welcome to join the Salvation Army service. It's at 808 5th Street, and it's on the 24th at 6 p.m.
Okay.
And it's a candlelight service.
Okay, sounds wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joanne.
Thank you so much, Yvonne and Bern as well. I mean, we think about Christmas, time to give gifts. This reminds us it's a gift to give. So however you are supporting anyone out there in your community, great work, for instance, the Salvation Army has done. We thank you all very, very much. All right, and of course, as we are getting close to Christmas, I want to send some thank yous out. First off, I want to thank our receptionist, Carol. Carol answers the phones here. She's known as Carol of the Bells. Carol of the Bells. Actually, she wants to drop the L off the end of her name there, so she's just called Caro. That would make her the first Noel employee here. The first Noel employee here. Oh, come on. Are you faithful in my ability to close the show and give some joy to the world? I mean, oh, by the way, remember that Monty Python and the Holy Grail scene, you know, where that knight keeps getting stabbed with the sword? That's actually the inspiration behind the song, Oh, Holy Night. Oh, Holy Nights. It's a flesh wound. Well, definitely not a silent night anyhow. Okay, I guess I should give it a rest. Ye merry gentlemen back there are getting antsy. But however you celebrate the holidays, you don't have to re-advent the wheel. That's for sure. All right. Okay. A little bit quick serious here. You may have noticed I've been calling the show, not the show on Shaw, because this is actually the last episode of this program under the Shaw banner. But very happy to say we're going to keep the show going now as we transition toward Rogers TV. And I also want to say, too, he may be basically retired now, but I want to extend a very special thank you to Cam McLean. He was a longtime definitely some applause. Longtime supervisor and executive producer of the show, so we thank him very much for his omnipresent support. Thank you very much, Cam. Also, a huge thank you to all of our guests and hardworking volunteers and staff in front of the cameras and behind the scenes. Get in contact with us here. We'll put some graphics on the screen. If you want to volunteer for the show and we have an idea for a guest or a segment, love to hear from you. Before we go, though, again, one of the great parts of the show is having wonderful music on, so let's have one more song from Tiki Way called Creating Art. And it's just wonderful to create this. Thank you so much for watching. So happy to be back here on the show.
Ready for a start, pushing for the right step, just don't have a concept. Remember who you are, made of shooting stars, born to fall apart. It 6 many